Greetings, this is Doc Ock coming at you live and direct from Black Facts Headquarters Central this evening. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Hope everybody had a good day today. And if you did things the right way, I'm sure you did. Have a very nice day. So we're here again tonight, and let's see what we got for you tonight. Well, as usual, we're asking everybody to give us a like and a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, now it's time to invite your friends and your family to subscribe as well. Don't enjoy all this fun all by yourself. We've got good stories to tell. We've been adding new stories. You know, we're still reading from the book Never Caught, the story of Ona Judge, the enslaved African woman who escaped from the clutches of George and Martha Washington. One of their escaped, the African women that escaped. I believe there was more than one. And let's see, what else do we got here for you today? Oh yeah, this week we're going to be featuring this book here, Passenger on the Pearl. So we're going to be reading about two sisters that escape as well from around the same area. I believe they also escaped, out of Washington, D.C., as a matter of fact, at DMV, out of the D.C. area. And maybe some of you all are living there right now. And maybe you all need to escape. Might be able to learn a little something. So make sure to tune in for that tomorrow at noon. Meanwhile, let's get it on with our story for the evening, starting off with our proverb of the night. And the proverb for the night is, okay, how about this one here? Paka akiondoka panya hutawala. Paka akiondoka akionodoka panya hutawala. I say it one more time. Paka akionodoka panya hutawala. And that means basically, when the cat's away, the mice rule. Yeah, and we might have to get a cat over here because we got a little infestation issue over here as well. Yes, it's true. The mice will play when the cat's away. And I don't live down here like my dad did, but I do be hearing some critters around here, all up in the walls and stuff. All right, meanwhile, enough of that. Let's move on with the story of the night. Ona Judge, the enslaved African woman who escapes from the clutches of George and Martha Washington. And let's see, tonight we're reading from the chapter 15. This is a short one, and it's called Expectations. In early 1796, Master Sweep and Black Religious. Okay. Oh, Master Sweep and Black religious leader Richard Allen visited one of his clients for his... Oh, okay. Let me start that over again. In early 1796, Master Chimney Sweep and Black religious leader Richard Allen visited one of his clients for his chimney sweeping business. President George Washington. Chimney sweeping was a dirty, filthy, difficult business where the sweep had to sweep down a brick chute and brush away accumulations of soot and dirt, but it paid well. And for a workaholic like Richard Allen, it was a job that gave him the income to pursue his advocacy for abolition and racial justice. Richard would have serviced the president's house himself, making sure that all the fireplaces in the mansion were usable. He would have known not to talk to George's slaves while he was working. Not in public, anyway. Meanwhile, on a beautiful estate in Virginia, Eliza Custis was about to marry her fiancé, Thomas Law. It was March 21st, 1796, when Eliza and Thomas promised in front of their family and their pastor to live together for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, as long as they both should live, or at least until their divorce, which was finalized in 1811. Oh, what? Scandal. Besides Elizabeth's wedding, the major news spreading through the Washington family, although not through the streets of the country, was that George had decided to retire from public service. George Washington had been wrestling for many months with the question of whether to run for a third term. At the time of his presidency, he could have continued to run for president as long as he liked, because it wasn't until 1951 that presidents were no longer allowed to serve more than 2 4-year terms. In fact, George's decision not to run for president after 8 years is noteworthy because he essentially set the pattern for a peaceful transition of leadership for future presidencies. This remains one of the hallmarks of the U.S. That is, since the country's inception, presidents who did not win subsequent elections have left the presidential office without attempting to stay in control. Obviously, this book was written pre-2021 because that didn't happen this year. Yeah, this book is written 2019. Wow. But it was first copywritten in 2017, so then it makes it even a little bit older. So, where is it at? Oh, shoot. I missed my page. Oh, here we go. So, meanwhile, on a beautiful estate in Virginia, oh, wait a minute. We already read that. Without attempting to stay in control. This decision brought relief to both George and Martha. To their slaves, especially those who had lived with them in the North, the decision brought with it great anxiety. What was life at Mount Vernon going to hold for slaves like Ona, who had basically grown up in a northern city? How were the Washingtons going to treat her now that she'd be part of the larger fold of enslaved black men and women back in a place where the idea of any abolition act was absurd, to say the least? Ona already knew how much George Washington disliked her sister, Betty Davis. He had called her a lazy, deceitful, and impudent hussy, and it would not have been surprising to anyone that upon the Washingtons' return to Mount Vernon, Betty Davis would be punished, perhaps severely. Could a similar fate await Ona? Was there any stability in her life that she could hold on to? Actually, in Ona's mind, there was one source of stability: Martha. Wow. Well, that's saying a lot. Ona had been a stellar example of a discreet, competent, respectful, enslaved person. She had served Martha so well that she knew Martha needed her. She knew this. Ona must have thought, when I return to Mount Vernon, Martha will keep me by her side. She ain't going nowhere without me. That's what she thought. There was no reason for her to think otherwise. It turns out that Ona had grossly misjudged Martha. Martha did rely on Ona. In fact, she relied on her so much and thought she was so spectacular that Martha had come up with a way to manage her own anxiety about Eliza's wedding. Eliza was a powder keg. Everybody knew that. It was only a matter of time before she screwed up something as she arranged her new house or yelled at her slaves or fought with her new husband. Eliza needed calm. She needed a mood regulator. She needed Martha's own emotional temperature gauge. In short, Eliza needed Ona. Indeed, to Martha, it was the perfect wedding gift. Though she would not wrap Ona up in a pink wrapping paper with a "To Eliza, congratulations from your grandma" tag, It was essentially the same doggone thing. Martha refused to acknowledge the humanity of Ona, so it never occurred to Martha that her slave should not be treated as an object to be given away at her discretion. Although Ona was a human being, she was considered human property, and Martha had the right to give her to Eliza. It is unknown how Ona found out that she was to be a gift, or whether she was told by Martha directly. It was very likely that Martha never once considered how Ona would have felt, and it's probable that she did not spend a second thinking about how Ona would feel. Doomed if she even stepped foot in Eliza's house. By April, Martha Washington made it known that she was giving her devoted slave, Ona Marie Judge, to her granddaughter Eliza Custis Law as a wedding gift. Ona would not have had an opportunity to openly react to this sweeping, despicable news. She would not have been allowed to cry or complain or even say quietly, "I'd really prefer not to work for that brat. No offense meant, of course." She was expected to move to Virginia without complaint, to live with Eliza with the unpredictable temper, and Thomas, a man who had already proven himself to be willing to quote unquote befriend women outside of marriage. Yeah, befriending. Yeah, might get a little too friendly. Ona had always done what was expected of her. This time she would not. And there we have it, the end of chapter 15. And we'll be back tomorrow with chapter 16, the planning. Oh, that sounds like a good one there. So we're learning more and more about these enslaved Africans, and that even though it may seem as though people just were sitting down on the job and just taking whatever was handed to them willy-nilly, in fact, a lot of thinking was going on in the minds of the enslaved Africans. And this is one way to get some idea of what they might have been thinking. And then you can add your own thoughts in as well. What do you think Ona had on her mind? What do you think she was thinking about when she heard she was going to be given as a gift to Eliza? So, something for you to think about tonight. Meanwhile, all you little children out there, I need you to go ahead and lay your little heads on your little pillows, on your little beds. Close those your eyes and wait for that good old sun to rise. And when you feel those sunbeams beaming down on your eyes, go ahead and rise and shine and greet the new day as if it's divine, because it is. It's a divine gift, and that's why they call it the present. And that's where we live. We live in the present. We do not live in the past nor in the future, only in the here and the now, which is a gift, the present. All right, so much for that. This is Doc Ock signing off. Y'all know what to do. Go ahead, give us a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. And then go ahead and invite all your friends and your family. We really appreciate that. So that's the message that I have to give to you from me. Peace out, without a doubt. We'll be back tomorrow. Look for us then.